Rockline presents an evening of music and conversation with Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson of Rush. To speak with Rush, call our toll-free number at 1-800-344-ROCK. That's 1-800-344-7625. Now, here's your host, Steve Downs.
Well, how you doing? And welcome to another edition of Rockline Live and Nationwide. We have a full 90 minutes tonight with Rush and lots of phone calls and lots from the new album. You know, for fans all over the world, the release of a new Rush album has been a signpost, really, not only marking the band's progress over what is now 3 decades, but also kind of shows us how far we've come. A reflection of who and where we are as a society, and possibly a glimpse at what lies ahead. Consequently, the 20th album by Rush has been eagerly awaited, and not just because it's the 20th, but because this is the first album, really, since their extended vacation, and inquiring minds want to know where Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson and Neil Peart are at in the last 3 years since their last album. And, you know, funny, they're asking the same question about you. Hence, the title of Rush's new album, Test for Echo. Once again, we are linked with our Canadian flagship station, Q107 in Toronto, to welcome back a Rockline favorite for sure. We have with us Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson from Rush. How you doing, gentlemen?
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, thank you, and good to have you on the show as always. Congratulations on the new release, Test for Echo. Geddy, in Neil's notes about the record, he refers to an inspirational slogan that you put on the studio walls, I guess, at some point during the recording. Do you recall that by any chance?
I can't forget that slogan. It was one of many slogans on the wall.
Oh, is that right?
Popping up just to embarrass us constantly.
Is this the one we can actually say on the radio?
Well, I don't know if it's presentable, but, you know, there was a few slogans. We were big believers in slogans this time. We had about 4 or 5 of them on the walls just to keep us laughing every day. The one that I'm familiar with is it says, individually we are a ass, but together we are a genius. Now, what were you thinking about? What was your frame of mind when you when that one came? We're thinking about grammar. I see. We're thinking about consonants and vowels.
You're trying to get back at your English teacher.
Yeah, it was just one of those goof-off things that came out early on, and it kind of gave us a MacGuffin, or, you know, something to kind of tie ourselves onto. Right. These little slogans kept us laughing on a regular basis, and it was fun. And somewhat, I guess, apropos in that the three of you have rejoined now after 3 years, and together you are something special. The sum is greater than the individual parts, or something like that. Alex, this has been the longest time, I think, between albums for Rush, it's been like 3 years since the last record. And you guys, especially the two of you, have worked together almost all of your adult lives. When you decided to have this vacation, how open-ended did you leave it between the three of us? I mean, could it have been longer than 3 years? Could it have been forever? Was it that open-ended?
Well, no. When we first talked about it, Geddy wanted to take the year off. He and his wife had a baby, and he wanted to be home. We kind of gave up that time in the past with our children, and he didn't really want to sacrifice that this time around. And Neil had a number of things on his agenda, and for me, it gave me an opportunity to explore another area of music for myself. So really, we talked about a year to a year and a half off. And then, of course, we started working on this record. And it's been about 2.5 years since we toured, since the Counterparts tour.
Yes, right.
But that was pretty much the limit, I think, when we talked about it.
And you were eager to get back, the three of you then. You were ready to go when in October, I think, was when you started recording?
Well, that's when we started writing.
Oh, right, started writing.
Yeah, we were pretty eager. I mean, it took us a little while to get readjusted to working together and being together, and, you know, sort of giving up some of those other things that we got accustomed to over that year and a half. Mm-hmm. But after the initial few days, we were full steam ahead.
And I think what also goes through your mind through that period is, we said loosely it would take a year off, and then we get back together. But during that year, you go through a lot of thinking, a lot of kind of reevaluating. Alex was working on a solo record. Neil was doing other things. I was in a very domestic frame of mind. So I think at the back of your mind, you question whether you actually will get back together. Right. So I bet you it went through everybody's mind. I know it went through mine, whether it was still worthwhile to get back together. Was there still another album in us? And, would it be something valid?
Fortunately, the answer to all of those questions is yes, as we're about to prove here tonight. One of man's most basic needs, I think, may be that of affirmation, to believe that he is not alone. And that is why we test for echo. Rush on Rockline. Test for Echo, the title track and the first tune off the latest Rush CD. We're going to hear lots of that tonight, and some of your old favorites, and a lot of your phone calls for Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, who are with us for the full 90 minutes tonight. If you'd like to speak with Rush, they're in their hometown of Toronto. You can call us on our toll-free AT&T number from anywhere in North America, 1-800-344-ROCK. That's 1-800-344-7625. Rockline is brought to you by 1-800-CALL-ATT. Dial it to always get a lower price than 1-800-COLLECT. Just dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for all interstate calls. And before we get your calls for Alex and Geddy, we want to say hi to everybody listening to us tonight at 93.7 KLBJ in Austin, Texas. Congratulations, by the way, on your Billboard Magazine award. Well-deserved, I might add. And as always, we thank you for making Rockline a part of your fine station. By the way, hometown hero Eric Johnson, guitarist extraordinaire, he's going to be joining us from the KLBJ studios in October on the 7th, along with fellow guitar greats Joe Satriani and Steve Vai. So there's going to be some wicked picking going on that night on Rockline, so you stay tuned for that. Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson from Rush with us for the full 90 minutes tonight. Jeremy's going to get us started. He's in Kent, Ohio this evening, listening to 97.5 WONE. Jeremy, say hello to Rush.
Yes. Hello.
Hey, Jeremy.
How you doing? Actually, I got two questions for you guys tonight. My first question would be, what inspired the new CD? And my second would be, when are you touring? We want you to come back to Ohio.
Okay, well, I'll take the first one. What inspired the new CD, Test for Echo? Well, it's always a hard question to answer because there's never one thing that inspires your music. It's kind of a combination of experiences and influences and everything you've kind of gone through since your last record, including, touring and just your lifestyle and frustrations that you may have felt as a writer in the past. All those things kind of combine. And, when you get in the studio and you start, with blank tape and you just start, writing and usually what's inside comes out in one form or another.
And to answer the second question, the tour starts in Albany, New York on the 19th of October. And then we play all over the place in cities with buildings and hockey arenas.
That's right. And electricity and everything.
And I'm sure we'll be in Ohio.
So. Yes, we will.
As a matter of fact, Dayton, Ohio is where you can catch him there, Jeremy, on the 22nd. That looks to be the closest date to you so far. Also, Detroit, which is not too awfully far away there. We'll have a lot of the dates to pass along to you for the Rush tour, which begins, as Alex said, in Albany on the 19th of next month. David in Virginia Beach tonight, listening to FM 99 WNOR. Hi, David.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Good, David. Good.
Really nervous.
That's okay.
Oh, me too.
All right, Alex, take it easy.
I got a question for you. I was wondering if you guys will write any lyrics, up and coming and Neil Rush albums. Neil Peart's a great lyricist, but I was wondering if you guys will, write any lyrics down for maybe another album.
It's possible, but Alex and I always suffer from extreme laziness when it comes to writing lyrics. And, we have so much fun doing the music, and Neil does such a great job as far as we're concerned on the lyrics, so we kind of bow to him. So
he needs to have a job because actually Geddy and I do play all the drum parts
I see so.
on record.
That's right.
There's got to be something for Neil to do.
So we got to let him do something.
Yeah. David, thanks for the call. Brad in Denver tonight, listening to 106.7 KBPI. Hey, Brad.
Hey, guys. It's real great to talk to you. I'm glad I got through. I got two quick questions. One is I'm going to travel long distances to see you in Las Vegas in November on the 24th, I believe. And I'd like to know how you're going to keep up your energy and stamina throughout the entire tour so we can see you at your best. And number two, what is a perp walk? That's all.
A perp walk.
The last line in the...
What is that perp walk?
Perpetrator walk.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Perpetrator's walk.
Perpetrator. I learned that from watching NYPD Blue.
Yeah, lineup.
Yeah.
It's like a police lineup thing.
Who's to perp? And
as far as our energy level goes, I believe Alex is going to be taking a lot of blue and green algae or something.
Yes, from Klamath Falls. That's right. That's
Blue-green algae.
The latest thing.
Yes.
I take it raw, though.
Is that right?
Pull it out of the water, and I just...
slap it right in there?
Stuff that down my throat, and it gives me so much energy, you wouldn't believe it.
Easy now. Easy. Take it easy. So there you go. There's the tip of the day there, Brad. Blue-green algae for everyone.
It works.
Fried and not boiled.
Stay off of that perp walk.
From Rush's last album, 1994's Counterparts on Rockline, this is Cold Fire. From Counterparts, Cold Fire. From Rush, Alex and Geddy with us live in Toronto tonight. Brent is in Maplewood, Missouri, listening to US 97. Hi, Brent.
Hi, actually it's KC95.
Well, there it is. It's KC95 as well.
Yes, good evening, Rush. Good evening, Rush.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you. It's a big honor. I've been wanting to get on for quite a while with Rockline artists. I'm wondering if you have a fan club address or a phone number that I could call or write to. I'd like to get the names of your albums in chronological order if I could. And also I understand that if a fan sends a CD or something to a fan club, occasionally they're lucky enough to get it back with an autograph, and I'd like to do that if I could at least take the chance there. So I'm wondering if you have a fan club.
Well, I think there is a couple of fan clubs in operation right now, but I don't have those addresses with me, but perhaps we can get those to you somehow.
We'll be looking at that maybe during the break there, Brent. And is that true that you'll sign albums and CDs that they send it, or is that...
it doesn't really happen that way. Usually, we're happy to sign if we see a fan or if we're in a circumstance where that is available to us. But through the mail, we don't usually get CDs to sign and stuff like that.
There you go. All right, Brent, thank you there. And it is KC95, of course, a longtime Rockline affiliate in the St. Louis area. We'll have more with Alex and Geddy, more of your phone calls, and also something else from the new album coming up here in just a second on the Global Satellite Network. Stick around. Celebrating the release of the new album, Chest for Echo. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson with us from Rush, joining us up in their home in Toronto, Canada. They are at our Rockline affiliate Q107 tonight. I'm Steve Downs here in Los Angeles from the new release. This is Driven. Oh man, Driven is the name of that song. I love the interplay there between the two of you. Actually, the bass with Geddy and Alex on the guitar, the harmony that you strike there is just outstanding. The song is called Driven. You'll find it on Test for Echo. Rick is on the line. He's in Danville, New Hampshire tonight, listening to 100.3 WHEB in Portsmouth this evening. Hey, Rick.
Yes.
You're on.
Hi, Geddy and Alex. Great to talk to you.
There.
Hi. I have two quick questions for you. The first one is, on Test for Echo, you have some kind of weird hieroglyphics on the inside cover, and I'm trying to read what it says. I put it up to mirrors and read it backwards, and I can't make it out. Maybe you can translate?
Alex, can you translate those hieroglyphics?
Oh, well, just what's your second question?
Oh, my second question goes back to Caress of Steel. The song Didax and Knobheads. For 20 years, I've been trying to figure out what that was about or what the lyrics are on it. And lastly, okay. I just want to congratulate you guys on making a CD that's actually worthy of the radio, because there's nothing else out there that's worth listening to.
Well, thanks very much for the
nice
compliment. Didax and Narpits is a song about teachers and parents. Narpits is an anagram for the word parents, and Didax is in the dictionary. But that's, in context of that, concept record, that particular part of that song deals with, the back and forth of arguing between parents and teachers at a particular time in your life. So that's what that's about. And the hieroglyphs are, I don't even think I could
I think they're
translate them.
They're Inuit runes. And Neil knows what it is, but he wouldn't tell us, so we kicked him out of the group.
He's not. Hence, this is why Neil's not here tonight.
That's right.
Seems to me there was some weird incident like that the last time you guys were on.
Yeah, we keep kicking him out, but he never leaves.
He doesn't leave. Rick, thanks for the call. Bren is in Chicago tonight listening to Rock 103.5. Hi, Bren.
Hey, how you doing? Geddy and Alex, you guys are great. Love you guys.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you.
Geddy, my question to you. A few years back, you made a statement in an interview regarding current music trends. Rush has always been one of those bands that seems to manage to borrow well from contemporaries, but still sound like Rush. What do you think of most of today's bands, Geddy, that seem to sound like everyone else?
Well, I think we live in a really exciting time for pop music, rock music. You know, there's so many different kinds of rock music. It's gotten so diversified, almost like jazz became, many years after its original inception. And I just think it's a really exciting time. There's all kinds of great bands. There's heavy bands. There's, folk influence bands. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in England, which is slightly more electronic and dance-oriented, and some great melodic stuff, and a lot of singer-songwriters that are coming to the foreground. Admittedly, there's a lot of, stuff that's kind of in a very raw state, but I still think that bodes well for the future. So for myself, I think it's a very interesting time to be a rock fan.
Thanks, Brent, for the call. Speaking of Chicago, Rush will be making a stop there. Let me give you a few of their dates where you can catch them. Albany, New York, it opens on the 19th of October. In Buffalo on the 20th. Dayton at the Van Andel Arena on the 22nd. In Detroit at the Palace in Auburn Hills on the 25th. October 28th in Chicago at the United Center. And we'll have some more Rush dates to pass along later on in the program. Let's go now to Fremont, Nebraska. KEZO in Omaha, our station. And Mike, you're on with Alex and Geddy.
Hi, guys. It's great to talk to you, and I can't say what an honor it is. I've got two questions for you tonight, if you wouldn't mind answering them. One for Alex and one for Geddy. Alex, are you still bringing the Paul Reed Smith on tour, and what kind of effects are you using these days? Because you used to use so many, and now you don't. And Geddy, are you going to be bringing all the sequencers along and all the keyboards along that I saw on the Presto tour to maybe play some of the older tunes?
Well, for me, yeah, I'll be bringing my PRSs along. Actually, this tour I'm bringing out a number of other guitars that I haven't had on the road in a while, so we'll be hopping around on stage right a lot this year. As far as my effects go, with Test for Echo, I wanted to just approach the guitar from a pure area, more direct and more organic in the sound. So I laid off the effects to a great degree, and it's kind of nice. It just exposes, I think, the player more that way.
And Geddy,
as far as the keyboards go, I'll be bringing keyboards on the road, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of sequencers and things like that. We just can't play that heavily complex stuff without those sequencers. They save our lives, but there'll be a variety of stuff that we'll use, and we're going to be playing songs from just about every period, so I'll need to have a good array of stuff out there.
I think if there has been a trend in the style of music that Rush has done since, say Roll the Bones, it has been this increasing move in the guitar-oriented direction, with Alex being a lot more organic on the guitar, and that certainly comes to the fore, I think, in Test for Echo. It's quite evident on that record. From Grace Under Pressure on Rockline, this is Distant Early Warning from Rush. Distant Early Warning from Rush. Alex Lifeson, Geddy Lee with us tonight live all across North America, and we'll be back with more of your phone calls for Alex and Geddy. Hey, if you'd like to be eligible to win one of our 1996 Rockline AT&T calendars, it can be done. It's signed by the guests that appear on the show during the month of September, and all you have to do is send us a postcard with your name, address, the station you're listening to right now. Mail it to 1996 Rockline Calendar, P.O. Box 4383, Hollywood 90078. The 96 Rockline calendars are provided, as always, by AT&T. More of your phone calls for Geddy and Alex coming up on the Global Satellite Network. We are back, and everybody who gets on the air tonight with Alex or Geddy will receive a copy of the new album Test for Echo, courtesy of our friends at Atlantic. And we had a call earlier inquiring about the Rush fan club. I have a phone number for you if you'd like to jot this down. The fan club is called A Show of Fans, and the number is in the 815 area code, and it's 398-1254. 398-1254. They'll tell you everything you need to know. They'll give you the albums in chronological order, but if you want them in alphabetical order or as in various other ways, you'll have to do that on your own. I think chronological is as far, or see your doctor quickly. Yes.
And if you call now, you get a free haggis for the next 2 weeks
and a bottle of bells.
There you go. Oh man, Hugh is listening in Prairie du Sac, Wisconsin, to 101.5 WIBA FM in Madison tonight. Hey, Hugh.
Good evening, Geddy and Alex.
Hi, Hugh.
Good evening, Hugh.
Say congratulations on Test for Echo. It's awesome. And Alex, my question is for you. I just love Victor, and I was wondering if you're going to be incorporating any songs in this tour, and if you're going to be doing any more further work down the road. I think it's just outstanding.
Who's Victor?
Well, this is a solo thing.
Thank you very much. No, we solo whatever. What is it?
Oh, that Victor guy.
The Victor guy. Yeah.
No, that was purely for me. At that time in my life, and now it's a different thing for me at this time in my life, and it's sitting right across from me.
Thank you, Hugh. I hope that answers your question.
Sure confused me.
I think all of us. Pat in Binghamton, New York, listening to 92 KGB FM in Binghamton tonight. Hey, Pat.
Hi, guys. Great new album.
Thank you very much.
On all of your previous albums, you had a co-producer as well as this one. What role does Peter Collins play as your co-producer, and how would Test for Echo have been different without him?
Well, it's Peter Collins is a guy we respect a lot. He's, in my view, he's a producer of the old school, and by that I mean he's not an engineer turned producer. He is a pure song producer. He's the guy for us who remains objective throughout the whole project. He comes in during pre-production, listens to our songs, and affirms whether we're on the right track or not on the right track in his view. And sometimes he doesn't make any suggestions, and other times he's very active in changing the arrangements of the songs. And he's just a really responsible guy who makes sure that we have the good performances that we want, and the quality control is there, and he keeps the atmosphere very up, and make sure that nobody's overworking and everybody's enjoying the whole process.
I think I heard you say once about Peter that he sometimes points you as a band in directions that you may not have imagined. In the case of Test for Echo, is there one of those kind of directions that comes to mind that maybe the three of you didn't consider, but he brought to the table and hence is evident on the record?
I think his biggest influence on this record probably was on the song Resist. In one sense, that song was a little more kind of folksy, and his influence on that turned it into quite a more aggressive direction. Mm-hmm. But still kept a lot of the sensitivity in the song, and it's turned out to be one of my favorites on the record. But his influence sometimes is not overt. Sometimes it's subtle, and it has its cumulative effect through all the various little ways that he helps with the decision-making process.
Good question there, Pat. Let's talk to Katie now in Hempstead, New York, listening to I-95 in Bridgeport, Connecticut tonight. Katie, you're on with Rush.
Hey, guys. I just want to say, for right now, I'm thinking Test for Echo is a phenomenal CD, and you guys should be really proud of yourselves.
You're here.
Thank you very much.
I think one of the more pleasant surprises of the CD is that rather than your usual stylish portraits, we have your childhood pictures. And I want to know, why that decision, and why share that little aspect of your lives with us?
And maybe more importantly, whose idea was it?
I think originally Neil stumbled upon this picture of himself with his old, red sparkle drum kit, and he brought it in. And I can't remember whose idea it was, but we thought, well, let's see if we can find one of each of us during that period. And he very much wanted to recreate the look of his new drums, like his first drum set, and that's kind of got the ball rolling. But, the search went out to find pictures from around the 13-year-old period.
Well, they're all fascinating. Yeah. Alex, are you in bare feet there, Alex, or is that
No, I have my big fat thick socks on.
Oh, those big.
But my pants are so short that it just looks like I have bare feet.
That was the fashion those days, though, wasn't it? And I said that was the fashion those days, though. You were
absolutely
very fashionable.
Corduroys, burgundy corduroys, and a paisley shirt. Look out!
Hey, they're hard to get these days. Let me tell you. And Geddy, I like that cross-legged folk thing you have happening there on the front porch. There.
Yeah, that's a result of Beetle boots that are too tight.
I know. You know something? I can vouch for this. Ged sits exactly like that. When we're writing, that's exactly how he sits to this day.
Oh, man.
This day.
Yeah, well, Katie, thank you for the call and the revelation there. Once again, from the new album, this is Rush and Half the World on Rockline. From Test for Echo, Rush, Half the World, the name of the track. Alex and Geddy with us live from Toronto tonight. John is in Daytona, Florida, listening to 101.1 WJRR in Orlando. John, you're on with Alex and Geddy.
Hey, guys. I got two questions for you. First one being, was there ever plans to make the new Test for Echo an enhanced CD? And the second one being, what'd you guys think of the World Cup hockey?
Hockey question. Okay, first things first. Enhanced CD, there was some suggestion very late in preparation of making the record to do this as an enhanced CD, but we didn't feel enough time, but preparation had been left to do it properly, so we decided not to do it. As far as the World Cup of Hockey, I just can't figure out why the Canadian team didn't win.
I don't know.
Hey, you out?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's a strange world, isn't it? It's getting weirder.
When did they play? Was it today?
No. It was last week, wasn't it? And the United States won, which was a big surprise to most of us here, especially. But they did quite good.
They played great.
Yeah,
they were really great.
Great team.
Well, I suppose it's an indication of how universal hockey is becoming now, really, not only in Canada, United States, but all over the world. John, thanks for the call. Sharon in Cincinnati tonight, listening to WEBN in Cincy. Hi, Sharon.
Hi. I was wondering, on your CD credits, you sang Candlebox and Primus, and I was wondering what their involvement was.
We have a tradition after every tour, the bands that open for us, played with us on that tour, we always thank them and their crews, just as a kind of a traditional thank you.
Plus, they paid us money to do that.
Yeah, that's right. I think you mentioned really. Tom Cochran in there, too, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Tom Cochran's name is there as well. Did he tour with you up there? I don't remember him being down here with you for the tour.
No, Tom hasn't toured with us in a long time, since his Red Rider days.
Oh.
But Tom's become a very close friend, so... what the heck, throw him on there.
Put him on there.
Tommy.
Greg in Youngstown tonight, listening to WNCD-FM in Youngstown, Ohio. Greg, you're on with Rush.
Hey, guys, I'll be in the 8th row in Pittsburgh November 3rd, and I don't want time to stand still. I can't wait.
You got your tickets already?
Oh, yeah, I'm there. I got my tickets. 8th row.
Thanks.
I can't wait. Anyway, guys, I was wondering, what are your favorite arenas or stadiums to play in?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Gee, that's a tough one. There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
I like all the newer ones that they're building. They usually sound a little better than the old arenas. But being the arena is kind of the place where we usually end up. I think the Pond in Anaheim sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's a very good sounding one.
And I always like playing Madison Square. It's really a exciting venue to play in. And
the Forum in Montreal was great too. The old Forum, because it was such a loud hall. It was really energized when you played.
But, more and more of the newer buildings do sound really good.
Yeah. They'll be going to some of those places. Let me pass on a few more dates here. Minneapolis on the 29th of October. St. Louis at the Kiel Center for Halloween. The 31st. November 1st in Milwaukee at the Bradley Center. In Pittsburgh, as Greg mentioned there, they'll be there on the 3rd of November. And Cleveland at the Gund Arena on November the 4th is where you can catch Rush on this tour. And we'll have a few more dates to tell you about here. The Signals album in 1982 perhaps marked the beginning of a new chapter in Rush's saga, exemplified maybe by this song on Rockline. New World Band from Rush. More of your phone calls for Alex and Geddy Lee coming up on the Global Satellite Network. Stay close.
with more of Rockline and the members of Rush. Once again, Steve Downs.
Back live indeed we are. Let's go to Chuck now in Ravenna, Ohio, listening to 97.5 WONE in the Akron-Canton area. Hi, Chuck.
Hi.
You're on Rockline with Rush.
Hi, Geddy and Alex. I got a question for both of you. Who's your favorite band? I mean, other than Rush, who do you guys go see? Who do you buy tickets for? Who do you bother, to go see in concert?
Well, that's a good question. There's, I think Alex and I both listen to a lot of different things. The last concert I was at here in Toronto was Smashing Pumpkins, and I thought they were very good. But I listen to a lot of different kinds of music. I like a lot of the English kind of semi-dance electronic stuff at the moment. Massive Attack and Tricky, and I think Soundgarden are really good. And there's an artist here in Toronto that I like called Hayden. It's kind of more of a folk rock artist. So I think there's quite a variety of stuff. How about you, Al?
Alex?
The last concert I went to was to see Primus when they were in town some time back. Pearl Jam just came through here on the weekend. Didn't get to see that concert, but I hear it was fantastic.
Now, is there anybody that the two of you would, go out of your way to see if you knew they were going to be somewhere where you were, that you'd really make it a point, go out of your way, buy some tickets, whatever you had to do to make sure you were there to watch the show? Is there anybody like that comes to mind?
Tom Waits. Tom Waits, immediately. One of the best performers I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Just fantastic.
Truly. Alex, anybody on that, with that scenario?
Jerry Lewis.
There you go. Okay. Well, I asked, okay?
Love those telephones, eh?
That's right. You just got to, Labor Day must be a special day for you. It's you make sure you're home for the week.
All year for it.
I bet. Matt in Barrington, Rhode Island, WHJY in Providence is the station there. Hey, Matt.
Hey, hello, Geddy and Alex.
Hey, Matt.
Hi.
First, I'd like to say I really enjoy your new album, and thanks for all the great music.
Thank you.
Yep, my question is for Geddy about the great new instrumental Limbo. Geddy, in this track, you use your voice as sort of a textural device as opposed to singing actual lyrics. My question is, what inspired you to put vocals in this instrumental? They're a bit reminiscent of 2112 Overture.
I can't really remember how that came about. It just, it seemed like at the time we were writing this part and it needed some more melody, and we were kind of in a mode where we were trying not to rely too much on keyboards. And so I sang this kind of scratch vocal thing, and it kind of created a nice kind of melodic content in that section. And I think everybody just kind of got used to it being there, and we didn't bother kind of complementing it with a lot of other keyboards and things like that. We kept it a little more pure that way, and also kept the orchestration to a minimum.
Thanks, Matt, for the call. Ryan in Bettendorf, Iowa, listening to 97X in Davenport tonight. Ryan?
Hey, Geddy, Alice. I heard you're going to be planning something different on this tour and doing 3 sets of your own. Could you explain a little more about that?
Flip a coin.
Oh, go ahead.
You talk.
Will you boys make up your mind?
So go ahead and talk. I'll just sit here for another half hour.
I'm not answering.
And stare at the ceiling.
You answer.
No, I'm not.
Now, boys,
you can't make me.
I don't think we're going to do 3 sets because we're too old. But I think we're not really sure. We're organizing the tour now. We're in a lot of production meetings and trying to get the thing together. I would say there will be at least 2.5 to 3 hours worth of music somehow throughout the evening. Exactly what shape it'll take, I think you just have to wait until we figure it out.
There you go, and they'll let you know.
But it will be an evening there won't be an opening act. It'll be just us.
There you go, Ryan. So keep tuned there to 97X. You choose a scene from 2001 as a really interesting visual image for this next song, Geddy, for Totem. I was wondering whose idea that was, and what are you saying there with the monolith and for the totem pole? I guess a monolith is a totem pole, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, that was Neil's idea to put those images together. And it's basically, the song deals with various kinds of totems and the icons that become important and what they really mean and what an individual's spirituality really is.
On Rockline, Rush. The song is called Totem from Test for Echo, the latest by Rush. See them when they play Philadelphia in November on the 6th, Baltimore at the U.S. Arena on the 7th, at the Fleet Center in Boston on the 9th, on the 10th in Hartford at the Civic Center, in Vegas on the 24th, and Los Angeles on the 26th. So you're going to be playing a lot from the new album, Alex. Do you know how much of that might find its way into the set?
Well, we're in rehearsals right now, and we're doing quite a bit, actually, probably more than we normally would with any new record. Whether we'll end up doing all the songs that we're rehearsing or not is still to be seen, but we're preparing to do a lot.
Hope there's a lot. For those of us who've heard the new record, hope there's a lot from that in the live show. It's really great stuff. Anxious to hear it live. Hudsonville, Illinois is our next stop. Jim's listening to Rock 107.5 WZZQ in Terre Haute, Indiana. Jim, you're on with Alex and Geddy. What's your question?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Just got a quick, brief question. It's kind of in two parts. First of all, in your liner notes where it says, brought to you by the letter whatever, where did that come from? And is this eventually supposed to spell out something that will, give us the meaning of life or something?
That was a good idea. Too bad we didn't think of that.
Spell out something.
I guess with everyone, we focus on a particular letter. With this one, we were decidedly Scottish in the theme of this one, so it became a rrr.
There's lots of R's floating around there.
Oh, tons of them.
There's lots of little tiny R's that lead up to the big R's.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the big R and then the little tiny R's after that.
It's the big R's you have to look out for.
That's what you're watching right now.
Jim, thanks for the call. Don in Thompson, Manitoba, listening to CHTM in Thompson tonight. Hey, Don.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, Don.
Good. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good. Just have to say I love your music, and I think you guys are great. I have a couple of questions for you. I was kind of devastated to hear that Al had went out on his own. I didn't know if Rush would be making any more albums or not, and that was quite the downer. But I see now you have another album out there, a CD. That's great. And I'd also, what I want to ask is, are you guys planning on doing any more solo albums or CDs, I should say? And I heard Al mention just now that you guys are getting kind of old, and how much longer do you plan on writing music?
Hard question answered. I think we'll just keep going as long as it still feels comfortable to write with each other and, feels like we're making music that excites us to make. As far as the solo albums, did you do a solo album?
It was Victor, Geddy. It was that was the name of the solo record, was Victor.
Oh, Victor.
Remember we talked about Victor earlier? That was the solo record.
I thought it was about this actor guy.
No. It's fun to do those sort of things at certain points, I think, but like Geddy said, as long as we feel strongly about what we're doing and it excites us, then we'll continue doing it. Working on this record, I think, was a really great writing experience for the both of us. We've been through very many of them together for so many years now, but this one was definitely very, very special.
Yeah, it really was.
And I know that I would like to, continue with that. I think that we discovered in each other other areas that we want to explore musically, and giving each other a little space and seeing what develops. It was really a great experience.
Lots of energy there, and it's quite obvious on the record as well. We'll be back with more from Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee from Rush on the Global Satellite Network.
More with the members of Rush on North America's interactive rock radio leader, Rockline.
We're back just in time to thank everybody for listening and calling tonight. Special thanks to Ray Daniels and Stephanie Robertson from SRO Management, to Bruce Henney, Danny Kingsbury, and Gary Whidden, and Jimmy Veal at Q107 in Toronto. Also, the Rock Radio Network there, of course. And by the way, Bruce, happy birthday. Finally, to our guest tonight, Alex Lifeson, Geddy Lee. There are so very few bands that have the ability to remain vital over the years, and Rush is certainly one of them. Gentlemen, you're to be congratulated. Another great record. I also feel like I should apologize. I don't know if you heard it, but throughout the show tonight, I kept hearing these two Scottish guys cutting in. We must have had some sort of satellite problem, and
we didn't hear that here.
Oh,
we didn't have those guys.
No, I don't know what happened there. We kept getting these Scottish guys here, and I don't know if it was Mel Gibson and Liam Neeson, or I don't know, but
Liam Burt, maybe.
Maybe it was, yeah.
One of those other guys. Oh, they're back.
There he is again. Good luck.
Your haggis.
Good luck on the tour, you two, and give our best to Neil, and we'll see you soon, I hope.
Great,
thanks very much.
I'm Steve Downs. See ya.